I feel that carbs gives you happiness. And I personally am not a fan of following keto all the time. I only follow keto if I want to get really ripped for a photo shoot or a video shoot or something. Now, keto showed a massive drop in weight initially. Okay, but the other side, case B, which is the normal diet, it had a steady, slow and steady kind of drop in weight. I'm Ranveer Alabadia from Beer Biceps. We began as a pure fitness channel, and that's why I'm going to be educating you all a little bit on fitness today. So keto honestly is one of those diets I only recommend if you're trying to lose fat very fast for say an event or a photo shoot. Personally, I always suggest that you try going the tried and tested way first, which is that you just cut your calories a bit, you eat healthier, you eat lesser junk food, you eat lesser processed food. But in saying that, people are more likely to be stricter with their diet when they follow some strict regimen like keto. So whatever suits your mind. No, actually, there's been a lot of reports abroad where people have actually had a lot of heart disease issues. Some people have got cancer after following keto for years. So it's almost always linked to their diet that contains things like bacon, like refined fat, things like that. Personally, and this is from personal experience, even if you're on keto, which is a pure fat and protein based diet, keep both your fat and protein clean. You can't just deep fry some packaged bacon, eat it and think that you're being healthy. Yes, you might be in a state of ketosis and you might still be burning fat, but health is both external in terms of how you look and internal in terms of how your body feels. So please keep your food clean. Okay, I'll tell you where this myth arises from. Basically, they did a study where they studied like the weight loss patterns of someone on keto, and then they studied the weight loss patterns of someone on a normal caloric deficit diet. Now, keto showed a massive drop in weight initially. Okay, but the other side, case B, which is the normal diet, it had a steady, slow and steady kind of drop in weight. Now, keto, as time passes by, the drop in weight kind of becomes slower. So eventually you get the same results over the same time span. It's just that keto, the initial weight loss is very fast. Okay, in saying that, so I'll tell you, both work equally well. But the thing with keto is that the moment you eat any kind of carbohydrate, okay, your keto diet breaks off and you go out of a state of ketosis. So you as a person following a diet is kind of forced to follow a very strict version of eating. Like you don't even eat like one packet of Lay's, you don't even eat one sandwich. Whereas if you're just following a caloric deficit diet, there aren't that strict restrictions. So sometimes you might allow yourself to eat like a little bit of junk, and that's why you may not follow that strictly. So it totally depends on your state of mind. If you're someone who can discipline themselves really well, go for a normal kind of diet. But if you're someone who lacks that little bit of self-discipline, go for something like keto. No, in fact, I think exercise is important. You'll see a lot of long distance runners actually following a ketogenic diet in order to go about the long distance running. Personally, I used to do a lot of powerlifting when I had followed keto myself and I looked like that. But I personally feel that it is important, especially when you're in any kind of a weight loss diet, to work out, because if you're in a caloric deficit diet and you don't work out, you'll end up losing a lot of muscle mass. Honestly, some people see when they do keto and they eat good fat, they'll see a lot of skin benefits. They feel like the hair gets healthier. I feel like carbs are beautiful. I feel that carbs gives you happiness. And I personally am not a fan of following keto all the time. I only follow keto if I want to get really ripped for a photo shoot or a video shoot or something. If I just want to lose a little bit of weight, get fitter, I'll always follow caloric deficit diet. I agree only because, carbs are beautiful again. I don't feel you should restrict yourself from eating carbohydrates, especially if you're trying to put on any kind of muscle mass, if you're trying to put on any kind of strength. I do believe that we need some form of carbohydrates. And moreover, the first thing you ate in your life wasn't some deep fried steak. It was probably a bread or some kind of a fruit, which is carbohydrate. So, go back to your roots. You began eating carbohydrates. They're not your enemy. So guys, that was Ranveer Alabadia from Beer Biceps, and that was all from my end. I hope you enjoyed this episode with Pinkvilla. Until next time guys, subscribe to Pinkvilla, subscribe to Beer Biceps, subscribe to Ranveer Alabadia. We'll see you later.